Hello and welcome to Formatting an APA paper in Microsoft Word. Getting everything set up right for a scholarly paper can be difficult while you're working under the time constraints of assignment due dates, classroom lectures, and clinical rotations. Hopefully this video will lessen some of the mystery that can accompany APA-style papers. Okay, start by opening a blank Word document. We want to move our cursor to the very top of the document and double-click in that area. This is going to open up the header of the paper and also a little tab over here. It says Header and Footer Tools. There's a box up here. It says Different First Page. The running head, which we are going to type in this paper, is different on the first page than it is on all successive pages. So that's why we need to click Different First Page right there. Now we're going to come up here to the Home tab, click that. We're going to change our font to Times New Roman and the font size to 12. We're going to have to do this 4 times throughout the paper because we have to do it on our first page up in the header. Then we're going to have to be doing it down in the main body, and then the second page we'll have to do it both places also. I'm going to be using the APA paper template from the APA Resources tab in the doc sharing in your course shell as an example for this paper. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut and paste a lot of the information but show you how we do that. So up here on the first page, this is going to be our title page. We want to make sure that this is left justified, which means that the cursor is all the way on the left. Then we're going to type in our the words running head in sentence case with a colon, and then a shortened version of your title in all caps at the top of the page. Now at this point in time, everything looks good. We're going to tab over to the far side of the paper. Up in our dashboard or our ribbon up here, we're going to go to Insert. Then we're going to come over about 2/3 of the way over where it says Page Number. We're going to click on that, and then we're just going to bring the cursor down to current position and then slide it over to plain number. We're going to click on this box. It automatically puts the page number in there. You don't have to type any numbers. After we do the same thing on the second page, it'll automatically paginate every other successive page that you start typing into. Now we're coming over to the body of the paper, and we're going to double click to close the header and move the cursor into the body of the title page. So you bring your cursor down, double click, and it's automatically in the middle of the title page. Now we need to come back over to the Home tab, click on that, then we're going to center justify it. We're going to hit the Enter key a few times to bring it more towards the center of the page, and then we're going to type in everything we need for our title page. The first thing you're going to do is your title, and all of these are in upper and lower case. So the title, your name, Chamberlain College of Nursing, the course number, for me it would be NR 224 and with a colon, and then the course name, Fundamentals of Nursing. And then the current date, spelling out the month. So right now that would be December, and then you put 30th with a comma and the year, 2013. You don't need to put my name as the professor or any other professor's name. And here's another little trick just so you can get a look at the whole paper to see what's going on. You can come up to View, click on View, and we're going to zoom. And let's go to Page View, whole page, excuse me. We're going to click OK. That's what your page looks like. So I'm going to click up there, I'm going to hit Enter one more time, center that a little bit nicer, and there we go. And at this point I'm going to zoom back to 140%, and there's my paper. So at this point we're going to hit Enter all the way down until we get to our second page. Here we need to go through the same procedure. We're going to go up into the header. We double click there, and then at this point, again, I'm going to cut and paste, so I'm cheating a little bit. We are going to put just the shortened version of the title up here in all caps. Now again, what we'd have to do if I hadn't cut and pasted it was we would have to change it to Times New Roman and 12 again. Okay, now at this point I'm going to tab over. We're going up to insert. We're coming over to page number. And again, current position, plain number. And page number 2 automatically comes up. Now we're going to come down into the body of the paper. We're double clicking there. And so we bring this down. At this point, we're going to type in the title of our paper in both upper and lower case, and it's going to be not bold, but regular. So there's the title of our paper in upper and lower case, centered and not bold. Now we're going to have we're going to do an introductory paragraph. This should be a brief introduction to the paper, and again, the header up there does not need to include the word introduction. So again, I'm going to come over to my cheat sheet here, doing a little bit of cutting and pasting. Now we're going to go back to the Home tab because we're still centered here. We want to make sure that for the body of the work it's left justified, and we are going to paste it. Well, you're going to type it, and make sure that you indent at the start of each paragraph. You'll notice the citation up in the second sentence of the paragraph. They have the American Psychological Association and the year 2010, as well as the page number. The page number is there because this is a direct quote. So if we come down here, let's go to the second to last sentence. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-quote the American Psychological Association, but this time it's not a direct quote, so all I need is the APA and then the year, 2010. Most of the papers you do here at Chamberlain may only require one level of heading, so that's what I'm going to show you. We're going to pretend like each of the main points of your paper are, you need to address the first paper heading, the next heading, and the conclusion. So, for your first paper heading, we're going to come down, we're going to, again, center the typing, and this is going to be bold. Okay, this is a required category from your rubric, first paper heading. So, and we're going to pretend like that's one of the things that you have to address in your paper. So that's what you're going to put. Then we're going to left justify again, and we are going to type all this wonderful information that we need for the first paper heading. Okay, a little bit of gibberish there. Now the second major point for our paper is titled Next Heading. And so what we are going to do is we are going to, again, center that, the next heading, and type in everything we need there. Then we are going to come, the last thing we need to include is our conclusion. So where's that cursor? There it is. Okay, bring this over and type in our conclusion here. You'll notice that all three of them are bold, and these are all necessary parts of this paper according to my rubric. Making this level of headings this way helps you to organize your paper, and it also helps to identify the components while the instructor is grading the paper. So this will actually help you with your grade. Everything you need should be right there from your rubric, right up front for your instructor. There should be no debate. So to sum this all up, if your paper was to include the three components of first paper heading, next heading, and conclusion, this is what your paper would look like. If you need to do additional levels of headings, you should refer to your APA manual or use some other resources, including your instructors, for guidance on that. Now we're going to go to our reference page. Your reference page should always be a new page, and we actually need to put at the top of the page the word references. And this is centered and not bold. So, right up here, we have our references. We're going to enter down. We're going to left justify now. And the first one that we had was the American Psychological Association. So we are going to take that and we are going to enter that into our reference list. Now, what you'll notice is that the whole thing is left justified. What we need to do to correct that, because with the references, your first line should be all the way to the left margin. Your second line should be indented. So what we're doing is I came to the end of the first line, hit my tab button, and we are all set with this reference. Okay, now at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize our paper and take you into the library and show you the easiest way to get your references into your reference page. So we're going to go over to the left-hand side here to Student Resources. It's going to take just a minute for our resources here to come up. Over here on the left-hand side, it says Library. We're going to click on that. We want to go to our databases, and what I want is I want my nursing databases. Those are going to be most helpful to me for most of the papers we're going to be doing. I love my CNOL. So I'm going to the CNOL Plus with full text, and at that point you'd usually have to sign in with your D number and your password. I've already been in it, so we're going to cheat just a little bit. Now, for my search, I'm going to put student, and then I'm going to do, let's say research, and styles. How about that? So, we're going to, now I only want full text. I want to be able to read the articles, so I'm coming down here, over on the left-hand side where the box is, it says full text, and I'm going to do my search and see what we come up with. Okay. Emotional intelligence as a predictor of academic performance in first-year accelerated graduate entry nursing students. Marvelous. That sounds like something I want to use. So we're going to come down to PDF full text. We'll click on that, and it's going to open up the actual research article. And this is exactly what I want. This is a marvelous piece of research. I have used some of the information out of this, so I'm going to come over to the right-hand side. The fourth icon down it says Cite. So I'm going to click on that. It's going to open a new window. And if you look here, it has citations in many different styles. I want the APA, since that's what Chamberlain uses. And we're going to highlight the information in this reference. We're going to right-click, copy, and then we are going to reopen our paper. I'm going to paste it just this simply. And oh my gosh, there's all the information that we need. Now there are a couple of things. First of all, make sure that the things that need to be italicized are italicized. Secondly, make sure words like that of are not capitalized, so I just changed that. Now, we're also completely left justified. So again, the easiest way is come to the end of the first line, tab it, and then come to the end of your second line, put your cursor there, and tab it. So we have our second reference in here, just that simple. Let's go back to our research, or our search right here. I'm going to back it up, and let's get one more. So how about emotional intelligence as a predictor of academic performance? Oh, that's the one we just did, sorry. Okay, promoting task accuracy and independence in students with autism across educational setting through the use of individual work systems. So we open up the full text, and again, I look through this. I use a whole bunch of great information, so I need to put it in my reference. So I hit the cite over on the side there, and I highlight my information here, copy that, go back to my research paper here, and then I'm going to paste it. Okay, same thing, that of has a capital, so we're going to change that to a small one. The proper parts are italicized, and I just need to do my indents. So I'm coming over to the end of the first line, and tab, second line, tab, third line, tab, and my next reference is all set. Okay, now at this point, I am going to change this reference list just to show you something, how to fix something. Let's say, okay, it's not going to do it that way. If you had extra spacing here from when you hit your enters, which we didn't get, you could actually come up here and remove some of that spacing by doing your line spacing option and checking in that box, and it would bring everything to a pure double space, which is what it is right now. If you have any questions on that, find me and ask me, because that's really helpful if you've got a whole paper due or done and it's got some extra spacing in there because you hadn't turned it on earlier. At this point, you can use this as a template for all of your future papers. Be sure to ask your professor or use any other resources such as the APA manual if you have any questions. I would save this on a flash drive or a hard drive and name it paper template and use this every chance you get. Good luck and happy writing!